Good morning. Good morning, you beautiful people. How are you? It's good to see you, and welcome to CSL Seattle. Those of you who are online and those here in the sanctuary, we are happy that you are here with us this morning. My name is LaVon Hardison, and I am one of the guest musicians today, and we have plenty of other guest musicians as well. We have Sean Schlogel on piano, and we've got William Sage on drums, and of course we have James and Yuri helping us out today. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's start out with some singing like usual, because that always helps. And it's about taking a step at a time, a breath at a time, a necessary skill to have at any time. One breath at a time, one breath at a time. That's when grace comes in, one breath at a time. You want to sing that with me, please? One breath at a time, one breath at a time. That's when grace steps in, one step at a time.
So I invite you to consciously take that one breath with me, with the band, with LaVon, to breathe in and to release and to circulate the oxygen, the air, the carbon dioxide, that which is us living our lives, participating in this creation created by the divine for our expression. I know that as we come here this morning to join together in community, we do it with a sense of awareness and awakeness to the divine moving in our lives and in this community. So I open this time with gratitude, pure and simple gratitude for the music, for the message, for the people that are here together and online, and the journey we are taking today called Sunday service. And I invite you to affirm that with me by together saying, and so it is.
One step at a time. One step at a time. That's when peace comes in. That's when peace steps in. One step at a time. One step at a time. One step at a time. That's where peace steps in. One step at a time. That's where peace steps in. One step at a time.
That's true, right? That's some good words to live by. Thank you. Hi, I'm Reverend Jerry. My pronouns are she and her, and it's my delight to welcome you here today. Ooh, I love springtime. Everything's like waking up and showing off. Isn't it? I mean, you know. Choir's been practicing a song. My mother uses this same thing on her answering machine. This is the day that the Lord hath made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. And I'm rejoicing that you're here, whether you're in this building, whether you're out there watching somewhere right now or later in the week or next month or next year. I don't know when you're watching it, but I'm glad you're here. Today was made with you in mind. First and foremost, by the Creator. And secondly, by this church and the people that serve in song and music and word. I'm so happy my friend Don's in the pulpit today. It's going to be a good day to be at church. We're really reaching out into the world, and it's a really wonderful thing. And every week I see new faces, or I see returning faces. I see you. It's so wonderful to see how God's bringing us together in its mind and its heart. I read this morning that we're not in God, we're of God. It's given me something to think about this morning. I'm of God. I'm a part of the whole. And that's what you are. And if you want to feel more of that and learn more about that, we have nothing new to teach you here. That might sound like heresy. This is ancient wisdom. It's been taught throughout eternity, I'll call it, that there's something, you can call it whatever you want, that is intelligent and involves itself with creation. I can get behind that. And that you and I are the beloved. Sound good? Yep. Good. If you want to know more about that, want to get deeper in relationship with us, there's a connection card. Oops, wrong one. There's a connection card in the seat back in front of you. There's one online. We'd love to hear about you, about what brought you here. I met a woman last week that used to go to our church. We're like the oldest church in Seattle, which sounds so odd when I say it. It's like, not a Baptist church? No. No, the Baptists really know how to spread the word of God. Anyway, I digress. She's from the old days of Jim Munson. And then took a break, and Sandpoint was too far, and now she's back after all these years. There's something here. There's something good. And if you want to be a bigger part of it or just know more about it, no commitment until you're ready, then fill out a connection card and let us know about it. April's Bring a Friend month. Anybody here, a friend brought by someone else? Awesome. Welcome. I was brought here by a friend 25, 6, 7 years ago, and I became a minister, so watch out. It is my pleasure today to introduce a dear friend of mine. She is a powerhouse practitioner. She takes this message out into the world in a big, big way that's really, really making a difference. And I'm proud to call you friend and colleague, Emma Marino.
Thank you. Thank you. I was also brought here by a friend. I thought it was a date. And I said yes. But sometimes the only thing standing between where we are and where we want to be is a powerful prayer. My name is Emma Moreno, and I'm a practitioner here at this center. And I'm very glad that they asked me today to come and share about my experience of one of my favorite practices, that is the tune-ups. And that practice is very close to my heart because I've been on both sides of the practice. I've been the person that has offered prayers, and I also been the person that needed prayers and needed a practitioner. And let me tell you, it's equally powerful to be on each side. Because there's been moments in my life where I've been overwhelmed, I've been uncertain, emotions are up and down, particularly in the past 70 days. Maybe some of you feel the same way like me. And it's been in those moments where I've been feeling so uncertain, where I feel like nothing is happening the way that I want or that I need, when being in the presence of a practitioner, being with somebody that can hold me and my truth and remind me of my truth, has been amazing. And it's an experience that I highly recommend, because that has lifted up my spirit. And being in the presence of a practitioner that can remind me the truth of who I am by using spiritual affirmative prayer. Because that's actually what a tune-up is. How many of you here have been to a tune-up session? Well, for those that don't know what a tune-up is that moment where life can be transformed. It's those moments, those 10 to 15 minutes moment in which you can be in the presence of a practitioner that is with you, praying, and that you have the chance to talk about what's in your heart. It could be something that you're healing, or something that you want to manifest, or maybe you just want clarity about where you're going, on what is happening in your life. So those moments, those 10 to 15 minutes, is a moment where you feel heard, where you feel seen, and where you feel spiritually supported. So for those that have not gone to a practitioner tune-up, but you know what I mean, a tune-up, a session, one of those sessions, this is your chance. Because, best of all, it's free. It's a gift that is given by the practitioners here at the center. And all you have to do is sign up. And the next tune-up is April 27. You can sign up by going to the front desk, going online, And the sessions are going to be online for those of you that are online. And here, also here at the center. So don't miss it. This is a great opportunity. It's a gift. And it's a tune-up is a short session, very powerful. It's short, but it's really, really something sacred. So don't miss one. And all I can say is come. It's free. It's a gift. Say yes. Sign up. Thank you.
That's right. Go get your tune-up. It's free. There are a lot of things that are free. So, one of the things was mentioned that being with a practitioner, having someone pray for you helps you remember who you are and that you are of God. Am I strong enough to bear the burden that sometimes comes with living this thing called life? Am I wise enough to make the right decisions when I'm standing at the fork in the road? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone. There's nothing that I have to do on my own. I am the place where God is, moving, living, have its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God is, moving, living, have its being. I am the place where God shows up. Well, I have enough to do the things I need to do to take care of myself. Well, I have enough of mind and body to live of life and grace and wholeness. Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone. There's nothing that I have to do on my own. I am the place where God is, move and breathe and have its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God is, move and live and have its being. I am the place where God shows up. One more time on that verse. I am the place where God is, move and live and have its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God is, move and live and have its being. I am the place that God shows up. Now sing to yourself. I am the place. I am the place. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place. I am the place. I am the place where God shows up. Now look at your neighbor and look at him and say, you are the place. You are the place. We are the place. Oh, we are the place. We are the place where God shows up. Na 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 na. We are the place. Na 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 na. We are the place.
Well, now that that's clear, this showing up right here is me. I'm Rev Don Beaty. I am one of the staff ministers here. My pronouns are he and him. And I am so tickled to be in this place where God is showing up as each and every one of us, coming together to explore this journey we call life. And I'm going to suggest that if you don't have Eddie's version of that song, I kind of like this one really well. This might be a little a live version, but this will be available online later on today, and you can just put repeat. And you probably could just leave now and wouldn't need to hear what I have to say. But don't you get up. Stay there. So this morning, a month or more ago, I agreed to do a talk called Flourishing Through Faith. As often happens as a minister, you get a talk title, and then you get to live it, and then you find out, well, that really should have been, maybe I should have picked a different title. But this one has really been working me. And it's given me a chance to explore faith and flourishing and get to new ideas. And this song that we just sang answered some questions and asked some questions that I think are really powerful. And the who am I? Will I have enough? Asking those questions, and it answers it by saying, I am because I am of God. That's the short version of the message today. Now, in making a point or carrying this story, I have a story that's fairly recent. You haven't heard this one from me, and all my stories are good. But this one's a new one. But I got to set things up before we get there, because you need to know a few things about me. One, I'm always talking about spiritual practices, so you're going to hear about that. Just accept it and know that I know that spiritual practices are unique to each of us. There are bunches of spiritual practice. There are whole bookshelves, walls in the stores about spiritual practices. But what I know is that the only practices that matter are the ones you're willing to do. I have mine. You have yours. And that's how this works in this universe, in this expression. You find what resonates, and that's the practice you use to get through the days, to be ready to experience and express, to live the life that you want to live and to flourish. Every now and then I go try a different one. It's always surprising. Guess where I come back to? The ones that work for me. So that's what I talk about spiritual practices. The same is true for faith. We all have our journey with faith. It starts when we're little, a long time ago, and it continues as we go through life. We get new ideas about faith. We have experiences that cause us to go, maybe I need to think about this. We have something happen that questions it. The song was asking that question, basically the faith question. Do I have enough? Am I enough? And yet each of us has our journey with that faith. And wherever you are is just where you are. It doesn't mean you've fallen off the wagon or you've lost your faith. And now share how you get challenged sometimes, and it calls you into, what is my faith again? That's a journey that we take in this human expression. And each of us has their own. So mine is going to be different from yours, and thank goodness for y'all that it is. And then you have yours, and I don't want to do yours. So it works. The same is true with flourishing. And I'll define that a bit more later on in the talk. But flourishing is a word that, how many of you heard that recently other than in the title of this talk? It's not one that I hear very often. Flourishing was one of those older words. But if you want to see flourishing in live and in person in action, just look outside. As Jerry was saying, look at what nature's doing. It is flourishing big time. It is coming up. It's no hold bars. Here we come. The blackberries aren't far behind. And I did a whole talk on blackberries and faith, by the way. But nature is teaching us every spring about flourishing. It just busts out. It's been holding back. And flourishing can be as expressive as a field of tulips up in the valley, or it can be quiet as a dandelion. And it can be as early as daffodils, who I don't know why they come up so early, but they do. And then some things hang on forever. So your flourishing journey is one that is yours as well. We all go through our journeys. So I want to share a little bit about my journey with faith. Jerry, no, somebody did you mention Baptist this morning?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm a former Baptist. And that's where I first learned about faith, as a wee one and growing up. And what I noticed in that journey, that faith that I was taught back then was more what I would call a blind faith. Just have faith. If anybody ever says that to you, just have faith, you have my permission to, thump them. Because I had that said to me, and it's just like, no. It's one of the things that triggered me. I think it was in my 20s, and somebody said that to me, and I went, no. If that's what this is about, this is not me anymore. I'm not interested in this brand of faith. I don't have faith in a deity anymore. Because in that journey, my journey with faith, in those younger days, with a deity that I'm supposed to have faith in, that might do what I ask or support me or somehow, that started getting that disconnected inside of me at a point in my life. And I said, I need another faith. I need something different. And I started exploring it. And one thing that was part of that, and Kathy Ann talked about Jesus last week, and one of the things that triggered up that reaction was I started actually reading the red print. Those of you who don't know, in the King James Bible, the red prints are Jesus' actual teachings, not about him, but his words. And I started reading those, and I'm thinking, this doesn't match what they're saying. So I started that journey, asking the questions and exploring and trying to find what my faith would be. And I found Science of Mind and Spirit, the teachings that we use here, the ancient wisdoms that we are taking and blending together and applying to today. I found that back in 1989. That's a long time ago. And what I loved about it, it invited me to engage in the divine, engage in spiritual principles. It invited me to not have a faith in something, but to have a faith of, and to have a faith in something that I could then trust. What I learned on that journey was that, and what I know today, and it finally dawned on me this morning, the divine timing is always special. It's a challenge to faith sometimes. So my divine timing this morning came up and said, you have faith in principle. And I went, oh, that's what I have faith in. And when I shared that with my lovely wife this morning, she went, finally, you got it. I'm slow. So, but what I want to, you probably can't see this on camera, but this little book is by Emmett Fox. It's called The 7 Main Aspects of God. I first read this back in the 90s, early 90s, when I first did practitioner training. And it's still got tickets in here, and I've got notes in the back of what Emmett talked about. And he talked about one of the aspects of God is principle. And I think that was, I come back to that journey of developing my understanding of these teachings and the idea of principle being something I could have faith in. That's what our whole affirmative prayer is about. Naming our good, doing our prayer using principle and the way that the universe works to know what we want, to ask, and to let God do its part. That's a really short version. But I know in my journey with faith, I continue to have really strong faith days. I speak my word and I know, there is just no doubt this is going to work. And then there are dates that I go, I could use a little help. My faith's been tried. I don't get it. And I learned that's the okay place to be too. That's when I look for support. So that's my faith, my journey. I know you have yours. I'd love to hear it, not now, but downstairs, between services, having snacks and coffee. The other part of that talk title is Flourish. What is flourishing? I mean, I'm not a tulip. Although I got to dress like one next week for choir. It's not as scary as it sounds. It's just a purple shirt. But I watch nature flourish, and then I have to understand how I flourish. And I allow flourishing to be part of who I am for me, is knowing, doing the research, looking within, asking my questions and saying, what do I love? What do I love? What gets me out of bed in the morning? It used to be a cat. Now the cat's not around anymore. So now it's just, what do I love gets me out of bed in the morning? What do I want more of? Love and want more of. That is a question I highly urge you to take in and consider asking on a regular basis. What do I love and want more of? It's a question that I didn't know I was asking before I found Science of Mind back in those 80s or late 80s. But the question that I was asking about what I love and want more of turned into what I love is doing good and doing well. Doing good and doing well. I finally got it that there's nothing that said that doing poorly would allow me to do well, to do good, But I found that when I chose to really look into doing good in the world, that I could also do more good when I could do well. And I began to put that into play as a purpose in my life. In that journey, things happened, and I ended up in a business that is all about creating and preserving affordable housing in rural America. That's my day job. It's my passion. I've been doing it full time since 1992. That's over 30 years. And I do that out of the sense of opening to the idea of what I loved. I love doing good, and creating affordable housing in this country is something that I could get passionate about. Bless you. And I can also do it in a way that it works for everyone involved, which became my concept of bigger pies. I love bigger pies, not just Costco-sized pies, but I mean pies that when we get into a transaction, into a business, when we're working on projects across the country, wherever, that I want to do them so that everyone from the tenant to the owners, the local owners and operators of the properties, to the people I am bringing into this partnership, that all of us are going to do well. Not fight over the size of the slice. I had found that I had this belief that in order for me to do well, somebody else had to do bad. That whole fix-sum game that some people play. Once I got that message and I said, no more. I'm going to do business only with people who allow me to bring this approach, because doing housing, affordable housing, is a long-term project. It is not it's not just done. It's a 15-year or longer after you get the first part done. And that's why I want to work with people who share the vision that I have. I'm choosing my partners based on flourishing. I'm choosing my partners based on my faith in doing good and doing well. And then life shows up. Everybody, I'm sure, has had at least one point where in their life where things were going along great and life showed up. Let me tell you about one. I apply spiritual principles into all of my activities, in my work, in my life, everywhere. Not just ministry. That was why I liked Science of Mind. It worked every day. So I use it in my businesses. So I have worked with this group back east for probably 30 years, and we all shared this vision, although they wouldn't use these words, but we all shared this vision that working together we could do more, that we could all do well, and do this kind of housing and do it for the long term together. And it's really a common idea of keeping this housing available in rural America. And so I've been working for the last 2 years on a couple of projects back east, Michigan. And all the pieces, I'd done all my prayer work. I was doing everything my part. I was getting everything lined up. We're closing on March 12th. Can you feel the excitement of that closing? If you've ever bought a house or sold it, you get close to the closing and you start getting excited. And the money has been put into escrow. We're going to close March 12th. I said, we're going to close March 12th. March 12th, one of the general partners who had worked it for like 30 years decided, no, don't want to do this. Don't want to do either project. And I'm going, there were some choice words that I won't say in here, at least not on be recorded. I have said them in here before. But there was a big FTW, or what is it? No, WTF, yeah. I'm still processing a little bit, but a WTF and some other things, and it was a lot of rumble with God. I do not mind, and I highly encourage rumble with God. And that's the Brene Brown definition of rumble. That's being vulnerable, it's being open, it's being willing to tell your truth and to hear the truth. But I rumble with God. I rumbled, and I kept rumbling. Because what I have learned in my journey of faith and spiritual practices is the power of a pause. We've heard that. Usually it's something like, can you just pause before you react? Can you take a breath? I highly encourage it as a practice. If nothing else, you take a breath, you've got more wind to let somebody have it. But taking a pause also allows us to stop and think and feel. And I've done that pause enough now that when something like this happens, or I get that point where I could react, and I choose to pause, I'm not just pausing to think. When this happened on the 12th, I really do a pause. I begin to take in all and be aware of all the feelings I was having, because this was there was more than one comma in the number. This was real. This had been a lot of work, and I had never had the divine not close a project. And this was new. And so all I could do was just pause and not, talk to the people back east for a while. I had to sit. I learned to do this. I just sit and take this in. What is going on? I'm stopping and meditating. I'm getting prayer support. I'm saying, I'm open. I have faith in the principles, and I thought I was using the principles, and this should have worked. What's happening? What's going on? This doesn't feel like flourishing. And I will for my practice, I will sit in this pause, this place of feeling and exploring and listening for as long as it takes for me to feel a shift inside. For me to feel a point where, oh, I get it. I'll sit till I get an understanding that allows me to go, oh, this is what's working in this. And the pause for me ended when I realized that my highest claim of thriving, of flourishing, is doing good and doing well, making bigger pies, which translates into relationships, business relationships that work for all of us. This person had just decided that's not what they were going to do. And I was about to sign up for 15 years of somebody who was going to be penny wise, pound foolish for the next 15 years. Not my idea of a good time. I'd missed it. I'd seen that. Looking back, you ever notice how you look back and you say, oh, I should have seen it here, and like here. And, you know, I'd missed it because of the long-term relationship we had. When I was able to take the deep breath that comes out of that pause and say, oh, this is the divine reminding me of my true intentions and helping me not get sucked into something I was going to regret or would be more struggle. And when I got to that place, then I could say, okay, my faith is coming back. Divine order, divine timing, we still have conversations about, but my faith was coming back because I know that I had been true to myself and had been true in my prayers and my practices of wanting to do this work and knowing that it needs to work for all of us. So things happen, life happens. We go into, Emma was talking about tune-ups. Those are opportunities for very focused. The reason they're 15 minutes is we don't do story. We do what's up, what do you want to experience, and let's know the truth of that in the divine. It's a really powerful place because it's so laser focused in. I love them. And I think they're very powerful, and it's a great way to experience what we call working with a practitioner. So I highly encourage, if you've never done a tune-up or it's been a while, that you, if you're going to be online on the 27th or here, look into taking part, to take advantage of it. It's a place to also celebrate, because when the what's up comes up, when the question comes up, things are going really well, and I'm starting to get nervous that it's going too well. You ever had that feeling too? That's another time to come back to support, come back to practitioner support and say, help me celebrate this good and know the continuing good in my life. Another way of thriving and flourishing. It's being opening to and celebrating the good. We too often think of prayer as a last resort. And I know there's a country song for that, and it was certainly one that I practiced for a long time. The pause helps me get back to prayer right away, very quickly, if nothing else from my understanding. So how do you build faith? Because it's great to talk about, but there's a way to build faith. And at least I found this way, and I've read about it, and it's one I use. And it comes out of the Emma practice as well, the scientific Christian mental practice. I think some of you are doing the Emma class with Kathy Ann this year, once a month. This will show up in there. One of the things, step 5 in the Emma practice is looking for evidence. And what I mean by evidence is you look around and you become aware of what's happened in your journey, what's going on. I can look back and see really big life happenings in my life where I did not think, I had no clue and no idea what was going to come out of it. And then now, and I'm standing here. I can look back and see how the divine, how has worked in my life, how principles have worked in my life of naming my good and being clear about what I love and want more of, and seeing where the times where it looked like that was so far away. Typically, it meant I had to do everything I thought I could do to make it happen, and finally get so tired I just surrendered. However you want to get there, it's your choice. But I highly encourage, when you're feeling good, to look back and see how the divine has worked in your life to put you into places or to help you out of places or to create such great things to celebrate, and see the dots. Connect the dots. Look and see how life seemed to work so well. Because that's a place where you can lean into and call on to help when you have that moment you need to take a breath and pause. Looking back on the journey and seeing those as a way to say, okay, the principles are working. I can have faith still. Like I said, I have faith in the principles. I have faith in the divine working in a way that we can trust and rely on. You look back and see the dots. And like for me, this most recent example is creating a space for something better. I'm going with the divine had a better plan than I did. It's a human thing to fall in to focus on something that's here and now and think that's it. This has given me a chance to stop back and say, okay, one, I'm grateful I'm not working with that guy. I will not, in the here and now, I'm grateful I'm not working with him, and he is not on my list of future partners. We're done. And I bless him into what's next. But now I'm open to receiving a new information, new ideas, new places to work. But I'm going forward now with back in that strong faith that says, okay, I know that the principle that the divine is on my side, and we are going to do good and do well, and we are going to create more housing and preserve more housing. And I am just in glad anticipation, waiting to see what God's got in mind. So build on your past. May as well, it's there. Look for the dots, put it together, use that as a stepping stone to what's next, and allow the divine to show up for you looking for it, looking for the evidence, and using that to name your good. Name what you love and want more of in your life. And I'll also say that will tie to an experience that you love to have. I love going to the properties and seeing how we're supporting people. That's what I want to have. You can have your journey, you can have your faith, you can build your faith, and you can have the experiences that you want. And that comes back to spiritual practice. Are you willing? Get support, prayer support, whatever, practitioners, ministers around here. Take advantage and allow us to be that for you. So let's pray. Take another deep breath and allow yourself to feel yourself breathing. Where there's a principle called life that is living us. We don't think about breathing, we don't think about a lot of things, but we still live and we move through the days and we make good choices, we make questionable choices, we have our experiences of life, but their principles are there with us always. There's a love that is there with us always. It's called the divine. The divine is love. God is love, and all it has created is love. And it's for us to look for and recognize for ourselves and others and around us. For the more we look for the evidence of the good that we are looking for, what we love and want more of, the more we are calling upon the principles of the divine to guide us into the right place, the right time, and to be receptive to that which we love and want more of. It's a journey. It's one worth taking, in my opinion. And I invite you to join me on yours. And together we say, and so it is.
Now that I know the truth, I can't go back to what I used to do. I can't pretend or ignore or go back to what I believed before. I can't live without your love. I can't live without your light. I can't live without your message. I can't live without your warmth. I can't live without your wisdom. I can't live without your message. Now that I know I'm good, I can't hide behind this old facade. I can't lie to myself. I know that I am abundant, full of wealth. I can't live without your love. I can't live without your light. I can't live without your message. I can't live without your wisdom. I can't live without your message. I can't live without your love. I can't live without your light. I can't live without your wisdom. I can't live without your warmth. I can't live without your wisdom. I can't live without your message. Ooh, ooh, ooh,
All righty, it's time for some announcements and other good stuff. I want to start off by talking about flourishing and giving. Nature is always in motion. It's always circulating. One thing does this, one thing does that. We breathe out so that other things can breathe in. Life is about circulation. When we flourish, we also have an opportunity to participate in circulation in our journeys. We as a community teach that as part of life. It's part of supporting that which we love, that which we want to support and allow so that it can thrive and flourish as we thrive and flourish. So in a minute or so, we're going to have an opportunity to do that here by giving to this community so that this community continues to thrive and to flourish and to be able to offer the programs and the teachings that we have. And so as I do some announcements, I invite you just to think about it. Consider what is yours today that you'd like to give into this circulation of the divine, of spiritual teachings, so that as you are blessed, others can be blessed as well. And so in a minute, we'll come back for the offering ceremony that we have. Okay, a couple of things to know about. Reverend Abigail is teaching affirmative prayer. The class starts on April 29th. If you want to know about the spiritual practice of prayer as we teach it, as affirmative prayer, that I, in my experience, know works, then taking the class with Abigail is a good refresher and/or it's a good intro into being able to command and trust in principles by understanding how prayer works with the divine and with you. More information's online. You can always go back to the registration desk, but consider it. And if you want to know more about the class, you can ask the ministers or the practitioners. They'll be able to talk to you about affirmative prayer. They love talking about prayer. They love praying for you. I can't say it enough. So take advantage of them. The other is next week is Easter Sunday. We have Good Friday and Easter Sunday services. Friday is about lessons in living well. We all like that idea, living well. And we also have on Sunday, Kathy Ann will be talking about the mystery of the Christ. So, and the choir will be singing, so I will be dressed as a purple tulip, and y'all come, and nothing else. The music will be wonderful. Emma mentioned tune-ups. Jerry mentioned tune-ups. I've mentioned tune-ups. I'm going to mention tune-ups again. I just can't urge you to take advantage of that offering from the practitioners. I know the first ones I did was like, oh, I wasn't a practitioner yet. I was like, this is worth pursuing. You don't have to become a practitioner. Do the tune-ups. It's a lot easier and cheaper and quicker than going through practitioner training. Just saying. But we do need you to sign up so that we know how many practitioners and where, online and in person, so that we can make sure everyone gets a chance to have that one-on-one with a practitioner and get either celebrate or get support. The next thing that's live is Gourmets for God. The auctions are underway. Online, there's an electronic version of this lovely little booklet. A lot of pages, a lot of events. You can plan your whole social calendar for the rest of the year. But you get to bid. And so in Gourmets for God, you get a chance to bid and buy your way into community, into good food, to good friends, making new friends, old friends, having fun and fellowship. And again, did I say food? Getting fed really good food. I've never had a bad meal at a Gourmet for God. And so the offer, it opens, it's open, so it's live now, so the bidding has started. And the reason you're bidding is because this is a way that we create and bring in funds for the church. The church, the Center for Spiritual Living, benefits from the bidding. So bid often, bid high. But the reward is like I said, it's just a lot of fun. And there are some really cool events. Back when we first started it, we didn't have the cool events like we have now. So just saying, check it out. It's worth it. At least check it out. You'll get an idea for your next party that way. Okay, and so we do our offering here proactively and energetically, engagingly. We don't come to you. We let you, and Sarah, one of our practitioner, is going to bring up our basket, and she's going to be up here to bless each and every one of you as you come by. And it's an opportunity to bring your offering either through, if you're doing it here, or it's a chance to come up and just participate in the flow, the circulation, by coming up and just blessing this offering this day. Blessing your giving if you're doing it online. Blessing what others are doing. But by being in the circulation of this process of celebrating, supporting a community that is about celebrating and supporting you. And we do it by having some kind of raucous song over here and just come up, drop it in, get blessed, and then we'll move on to next. Thank you for being here.
So, my beloveds, I am Marjorie McKinney, a practitioner here at the Center for Spiritual Living, and I want to invite you to join us, the practitioners who love to pray. Karen is in the back corner, and she would love to meet with you one-on-one or take your prayer requests. Jeff will be hosting a prayer circle here, and we have Kim and Anita online, and they will also be hosting a prayer circle for you. And so I invite you now to join me in taking a deep breath as you contemplate going out into the flourishing world, taking your faith in principle with you, knowing that all good comes from bigger pies, pauses, and rumbling with God. And I encourage you to take that with you right here and right now. And I say with me, and so it is.
Well, thank you, everybody. May you have a beautiful, beautiful week. Let's do our closing song. If you want to stand up, if you want to come up on the stage and show your dance moves, you may do so as well. 1, 2, 3, oh! I sing my joy, I sing my love, I sing my love into the world. I sing my love, I sing my love, I sing my love into the world. I sing my love, I sing my love, I sing my love into the world. I sing my love, I sing my love, I sing my love into the world. I dance my joy, I dance my joy, I dance my joy into the world. I dance my joy, I dance my joy, I dance my joy into the world. I dance my joy, I dance my joy, I dance my joy into the world. I dance my joy, I dance my joy, I dance my joy into the world. I live my peace, I live my peace, I live my peace, I live my peace into the world. I live my peace, I live my peace, I live my peace into the world. I live my peace, I live my peace, I live my peace into the world. I live my peace, I live my peace, I live my peace into the world. Have a great week, everybody. See you next time. Go into